The Australian way, because we're playing for the Ashes and they're playing for a moral victory.
Be outlandish in thinking, well, it's actually not an opinion, it's a fact. It's probably the worst Australian team since 2010.
You know, it's Ashes season when the mind games and verbal volleys get underway, and one of the first ones was lobbed by former Australia opener David Warner, who not only predicted a pretty one-sided victory for Australia in the Test series, but also aimed a not-so-subtle jab at the English players. Well, check it out right here for yourself.
The Australian way, because we're playing for the Ashes and they're playing for a moral victory. There's your headline. I'll just stick with four. I think 4-0. There's going to be a washout somewhere. It's generally Sydney. So, look, I think 4-0. I think it'll be a great series.
However, what Warner said ended up getting a little bit of a response out of his former Ashes nemesis, Stuart Broad, who then went on to claim that this is perhaps one of the weakest Australian sides in recent memory, saying he hasn't seen a side as poor as this since 2010. Check it out right here.
Be outlandish in thinking, well, it's actually not an opinion, it's a fact. It's probably the worst Australian team since 2010, when England last won, and it's the best English team since 2010. So those things match up to the fact it's going to be a brilliant Ashes series. You know, Australia have been so consistent for a long period of time that you just knew who was going to open the batting, who was going to bat, what bowlers there were. And they don't have that. And it's very much a similar situation to 2010-11 when England went and won there.
Now, there are many ways you can look at these comments, and truth be told, you can say that neither of them are also very wrong. After all, England have a pretty torrid record when it comes to Ashes series down under. The last of them have been won pretty comprehensively by Australia. However, it is also worth looking at the Australian side and seeing that perhaps Broad does have a point when he says they don't quite look as strong as they normally do. And of course, some of that is down to the fact that someone like skipper Pat Cummins will be missing. Other things also are not entirely in their control, such as the loss of form of certain players. There's uncertainty over whether or not Cameron Green will be able to play properly as an all-rounder. We know he's been bowling in domestic games, but that doesn't mean he'll be effective in international cricket as well, and his layoff has been fairly long. So this is a weakened Aussie side, one that if England can play to their strengths, perhaps they might be able to spring an upset or two. Who really knows? What we do know for sure is that the verbal volleys are going to be fun to watch, so you can stay tuned and we'll bring you more of them as and when they come out. But let us know your thoughts in the comments below and who you agree with, and don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, to like, share, subscribe, tap the bell icon as well. Follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, X and Facebook, and stay tuned for more such videos from the world of sport.